Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, great to have you with me. My guest is Benig Mauger, and she is a psychotherapist.
Yes.
That works with women. Do you work with women during pregnancy? Is that your area of expertise?
It would be an area that I have specialized in, but it's not. I'm a normal psychotherapist. I mean, working with men as well, and adults.
But this seems to be something that you really enjoy and your passion is with?
I think because I wrote the book, and I wrote the book out of witness to tremendous pain in women about an aspect of birth that had not been highlighted, the spiritual side of birth that had not been highlighted. And so from that, I obviously get quite a lot of clients in that field. Some are pregnant, some are not pregnant.
And I want to come back to that, but and that whole spirituality thing, to me, is, I feel, the key to the essence of life anyway. So yes. I definitely want to come back to that, but I want to ask the question about women empowering themselves. How do women do that? They take childbirth classes. What do they do?
I think the most important thing is to actually tune in to themselves as to what kind of birth they want. Now, you may say they might not know if it's your first child, but to do some research into the kind of hospitals where they might be likely to go, to prepare for the birth using generally things like yoga, which ground you very much in your center, meditation if possible, having a peaceful, natural environment, being careful about what they eat, all these things, but not to forget to actually connect on an inner level with the child, and if they want to avoid medical intervention, to actually do some research as to where it's going to be possible for them to have the baby the way they want, rather than have to guard themselves up against having to fight for what they want.
I see. What about mom connecting with the baby? How do they do that?
Well, very much through, if you've been pregnant, which I don't think you have. But
no,
anyway.
I haven't been that fortunate.
I have a few times. It's very much just connecting with the child, being quiet, peaceful, doing a visualization. In the classes that I used to run, I mean, the book is very much about the work that I was doing. We would have a period of time in which we'd do yoga, and then after that be relaxation, and the mothers would just tune in to the baby. Talk to the baby, ask the baby questions, or just talk to the baby, and,
Well, I mean, aren't there studies today that have actually shown that there is no question that there is a connection from the external world to the internal world?
Absolutely.
So what's the issue? I don't understand the issue here. I mean, my understanding is women should innately know that.
They do. They do. But you see, the
problem
is...
But what's the problem?
The problem is that what has happened to childbirth, the medicalization of childbirth has tend to make women think, the doctor knows better. I don't know. The doctor knows better. Let me see what he has to say. So you start to disempower yourself and infantilize yourself. I mean, up till recently, and I don't go to hospitals if I can avoid them, I would feel like a child, now would you like to go to the toilet, or, whatever it's an infantilization that goes on. That's just what happens. So women have begun, women have stopped feeling that they know better. I mean, there are cases of women where you'd go in and you'd be in labor, and they give you an examination, and they say, oh, you've plenty of time. No, the baby's definitely, I feel the baby's coming.
Right.
They say, nonsense, nonsense. Turn around, the baby's born. A mother will always know.
Right.
Mother will always know.
So is it, I guess what you said before about seeking a person, seeking an institution or a hospital, or seeking a place.
A place.
Where, and I wouldn't say a hospital, I guess a place where you feel most comfortable, where if you do need medical intervention, they're there.
Absolutely.
And if not, you just do it the way you've chosen to have the child.
Yes, I think the important thing is that the woman feels secure, because if you watch animals, animals will all go away to have their kittens, and we had lots of cats in our family. They all go away to a little corner. You've got to feel safe, you see. So it is a question of the area, the place, the support system as well. The father is another thing which, would be important.
Yeah, don't forget the dads here. I mean, dads are important.
Very important. And the mother needs to feel that she has the emotional security of the connection with her partner. Not always the husband. Sometimes another woman is actually better, because a man and a woman, their relationship sometimes, it depends on their relationship, but sometimes the man may get into the role of telling the woman what to do, and that's wrong, because he has to be in his feminine. He has to be in his feminine. He has to wait, because what you do with childbirth is you just sit and you wait. You wait, you allow the baby to come, rather than say, come on now, Right, how many centimeters? Okay, another 10 minutes. You should be 5 centimeters by now. That's imposing a rational medical male system on a female experience.
Well, let me just stop you there and go back to something that you just said then. Isn't that also then, and I guess this comes back to empowering, I think women need to take a more active role with their bodies through this whole process of childbirth. I don't think enough women are doing that personally.
No, I don't think so. Well, I can't speak so much for the United States, but generally speaking, I think that, again, it's to do with a sense of self-esteem, a sense of knowing that I know and that I will make this possible, and finding the environment that's conducive to doing that. The sorrow is that for a lot of us, for a lot of women, we have to actually fight to get the kind of birth we want. And this book is full of those stories.
And tell me a little bit about that briefly. The book deals with stories of this whole experience?
Well, it's yes. There's stories relating to women being pregnant and their expectations. Then we move into the labor room. In the labor room, there are a number of births that I have written about. I'm also a writer, so I write fiction, if you like, also to illustrate the psychological facts. And then there are stories of women after birth and the effects that it has on them. See, postnatal depression, for example, is little understood. Medicalized view would be that it's a mechanical, it's an organic thing, hormonal. But there's also the depression, the impact that a negative birth has had, or a disempowering birth has had on women. There's some dreams in there about that.
Interesting.
Because it really does affect them in a deep way.
I think this is absolutely fascinating, and when we come back, what I'd like to do is I'd like to speak to you about something you mentioned about the spirituality of childbirth, or the whole spiritual aspect of this wonderful, wonderful experience. So folks, don't go away. This is good stuff. The author is Benig Mauger, and her book is Reclaiming the Spirituality of Birth. We'll be back with you in just a bit. Don't go away.